This is my generator, right? And it's 50 square inches, and it's 24 plates, and it's powered by two 30 amp power supplies DC, 12 volts each. With that, I built a pressure relief valve. Now, if you're going to take the time to build this and wire it all up, you should absolutely take the time to build that, because that is your safety precaution. Okay. All that is a 1-inch piece of PVC with a end cap and a threaded base to it. I have a ball in there. I drilled out all the sides, and there's a nail going through it with a spring. I can press it together, so if I get a flashback, and it happened twice to me already, it doesn't explode. The pressure comes out of there, and it has worked. You can tell because there's some browning in there from the hot gases escaping. So one of the issues that I have with this, and it's not really that big of an issue, it's just something that I want to address and work through, is the heating issue. I'm running 24 volts in total through this, so it gets a little warm, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through each side of my plexiglass, and I'm going to have a pump here. So I'm going to have a hole here, and connect it to a pump. Then that pump's going to run it through a PC radiator with a fan attached to it, and I'm going to connect that with a temperature switch. The temperature switch is going to be in here, my reservoir right here. So when it senses the temperature reaches whatever I decided to put at, it's going to turn on the pump and the fan, and it's going to start circulating this water through the radiator, cooling it down, and hopefully bring it down to my target temperature. So that's my next plan with this, my next project. And this whole doing this, it's progression. You don't just build it and say, all right, I have one now, and that's what it is. I know you can buy kits and these things, and someone already thought it out, and all you have to do is slap everything together, tight a couple nuts, and there you go, you're producing HHO. To me, this is more than that. I want to figure things out with this. I want to work through problems. I want to figure things out. I'm going to research it and do it on my own. Because that's really the benefit of this. It's not just getting the hydrogen and lighting a fire into the flame. That's the cool part. The really cool part is what you learn from it, and solving problems. So, you're going to run into a problem, and you might not fix it right away, but you're going to work the problem out. You're going to try a couple of different things, and eventually you'll get to it. And that's the whole point behind this. So if anyone has done anything like I am saying, or has addressed the heating problem with a cooling solution rather than a voltage solution, let me know in the comments, and either give me a link to a video that you've made or one that you've seen, or just give me a comment. That'd be great. Alright, that's really about it. I'll show you this again. It does pretty well. Makes a pretty good amount. Hey, I just wanted to talk about my pressure relief valve that I made for my hydrogen generator, and I have a flaw in it, and I just want to share it with people so they can learn from it. Alright, what it is I didn't compress this enough right here, and This is my nail that I have in there, and there's a spring that, you can hear that or not. Alright, so how this works is when the pressure hits here, pushes the ball in, and the gases come out of here. Okay, the gases come out of these holes right here, these ports. So what I did is it's kind of silly. I didn't push this down enough. The nail got in the way, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but the spring's kind of caught up in there. So what I need to do is I need to take this thing up. I need to cut it in half and rebuild it, because it doesn't take anything to push this ball up now, because this nail, it ain't doing nothing. The spring's all bent over inside, and it's not doing anything because I didn't close it up enough. The nail was supposed to stick up through here and shoot up even more when it opened up, and I didn't compress it enough when I first made it. So that's my problem with it. So I'm just going to cut this in half, take the guts out of it, and rebuild this part right here, brand new. So I just wanted to share that there's an issue, and I'm gonna resolve it so you can see that it worked, because there's some browning here. Right, it's from the gases. So it did its job. It did work, but when I took it apart to look at it, it was fouled. So I gotta fix that. All right. Take care.